Hi Libras, welcome to your mid-month readings. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. And if you would like a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. I'm still offering the 2 special discount readings for the month of December, and I also have new services available. So if you would like to know more info about that, just email me and I will gladly provide it to you. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do that by following the PayPal link, which is also down below, and as well my Facebook and Instagram page. So Libras, it's very interesting because you have some repeated card from your December tarot inside, and it's the one that I focused the most in that reading, which is the 8 of Swords. That sense of needing to break free is still something that for the majority of you is strongly present. I feel like some of you want to break free, you want to be more independent on something. It could be on your career, it could be rescuing your sense of self and individuality from relationships that maybe are abusive or where there's like this dynamic of codependency. I feel like either you don't want others to depend on you, okay, or you wanting to break free from your own dependency issues and the need to be in a certain way dependent emotionally, financially, even creatively from the stimulation of people in your life. People in your life are in focus, but I feel like you're looking at them with a little bit of discontentment. It's like, I feel like Libras during this time, you may be looking at your relationships and feeling like either they are the reason in one way or another. You feeling like those people or those relationships are the reason for you to feel the way you do. Well, there needs to be I feel like you need to be a little bit sensitive or a little bit careful with that type of perspective, because yes, if there are toxic relationships in your life, if there are people that are too demanding, too domineering, too controlling, or too pushy in your life, it's true that that doesn't help in our energy of rescuing of that individual embodiment. But there's always a reason behind why you attract those type of people, why you are in a relationship with them, and why you still in the first place deal with them. It's like, it's not as, I feel like Libras have an energy here where things are not one thing or the other. It's not a black and white energy. There's a lot in between, in the shades of gray, that matter here, because there's a sense of responsibility that you need to take over your own restrictive views of yourself and of your life. You need to understand, as I said in your December reading, where your real ropes are, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Is it the relationship you have with money? Is it the relationship you have with others? Is your misunderstanding of love? Is your past conditioning? Is it what? And I feel like some of you don't really know what it is, because you're trying to, in a certain way, I feel like some of you are waiting for, by magic, that you are going to wrest your power, or that eventually you will be able to be strong and free and independent. Well, I don't feel like you will get away that easy. I feel like some of you need to do the work. You need to really dig deep and push beyond the limitations of the mind to find your answers, to find where your true strength and power lies. Some of you are looking for power. You want more power. Some of you are really hungry for power in terms of, wanting to be the dictator of your own life and rules and how things go, which is, as I said, great. Just make sure you're not shooting, bullets to people that actually care for you and are there and are supportive to you. Because what I feel is that this Eight of Swords can work in a way where, as I said, unconsciously, it may not be something you do with conscious with a conscious awareness, but some of you may feel, as I said, prisoners or slaves of other people, norms and expectations they have from you. And because there's maybe a difficulty in not doing so, in not trying to meet those expectations or trying not to please those people, you may end up creating that passive aggressive energy, which eventually the aggressive will come out and project, as I said, that anger to people that maybe don't deserve it, or you end up, blowing out of proportion with people that are not really the issue here. The issue is your inability to free yourself from mental it's like that cage mentality. Something in you is or in your mind right now is boxed. So you may see yourself as a great thinker or big thinker, or out of the box thinker, or someone that is not closed-minded at all, but that's for the outside. What about for you? I feel like some of you are not putting enough light into you. So the anxiety issues, the panicking issues, the frustration issues, the passive-aggressive issues, the feeling of being a prisoner of something or someone is in reality your own doing, and it's an illusion. You can break free anytime, but what does it require? Strength, courage, bravery. It's that access to that raw instinct, fierce side of us that it's fundamental when we want to take actions that require faith, that require change, that require vision and self-reliance. So I feel like some of you, the real bottom here is a lack of courage, or a lack of trust and confidence in that raw power you have, dormant most likely, to break free and create the changes you want to create. So the reality is that the Strength card, as an advice, is asking you to be courageous during this mid-month when facing your own self in the mirror, or when facing situations where you must say no, and you must say no, and you are unable to do that, or where you want to say yes, but you're afraid of being judged if you say yes. So it's a great mid-month and a great time in general for Libras to also observe themselves and their reactions on the outside. So it's like looking to you as your own study case. Maybe some of you already do this, but I feel like you can reach benefits by, detaching yourself and your mind from the fact that some of you are too focused on, I cannot do this, I cannot do this, I cannot do this, I cannot do this. So of course you're feeding this thought, I cannot do this, right? So what will happen? Nothing. Nothing will happen because you believe you can't do it. So of course nothing will happen. But if you observe yourself while you're saying that, or while something happens where you're faced with that blockage in a certain way, if you observe yourself from the outside, you may be the one telling yourself why. Why can you do that? Is this something you desire? Where's your desire? Where's your lust for life, Is it something that turns you on? Is it something that you really want to do, but you're afraid of doing it? Because the Queen of Wands is in the challenge, because the Queen of Wands is an intimidating force, because she's sexy, she is brave, she's creative, and she doesn't depend on anyone to have her fire going on. She's the warrior, but also the one that teaches the importance of being yourself. So she can be eccentric, she can do a lot of things that to the eyes of the world are going to be weird, and most likely she will be criticized, and the majority of it is going to be actually envy or jealousy, because she is not afraid to have her colors displayed to the eyes of the world. She doesn't care about what anybody else thinks. And I'm saying all of this because I feel like some of you need to get into this energy. You need to dress yourself, okay, as you want to, as weird or, you know, as non, you know, maybe acceptable that may look. You need to do things and put on the clothes you want and you feel like. Not expecting that, oh, if I put this necklace, this beautiful necklace, people are going to be more attracted to me because I will look fancy, or I will look in a certain way. I will look better to the eyes of others looking to me. That I will look like I care about myself, or like I have a good taste. What if you don't want to look like you have a good taste? In reality, you just want to put a sweater on. Would that keep you from recording? If you would be me, a YouTuber, tarot reader, would that keep you from recording this video? Would that keep you from meeting the people you want to meet? Would that keep you from going where you want to go? And I'm just giving you these small metaphors, of course. Always take what I feel, what I say as a general reading. Take the pieces that make sense to you and put it together on your own personal narrative. The point here is, why are you keeping yourself from doing things, some of you, from doing things that you want to do? Why? You know, we are not born to please anybody. We are not born to in the expectation of gaining someone's affection or approval, to completely shatter our sense of identity. And nobody else. I mean, relationships can push us to the awareness and the understanding of ourselves, but they cannot become us. You cannot become someone else and call that yourself or your identity. So I hope you are understanding my point here, is that some of you are stuck because of this illusion that you need to fit in whatever society, group, circumstance you are in. You don't. And real relationships and real things in this life come from this this aspect where you end up owning who you are. This is where the real relationships are going to gravitate towards you. This is where the real love exists. Acceptance. And I feel like Libras struggle with this a lot. And so then they become these creatures that sometimes do really, really, really naughty things and wrong things. Because they cannot embody themselves, that part of them is still going to come out, right? The shadow that they are repressing. So they go behind people's back and they are sneaky and they lie, they cheat, they manipulate, they seduce to get what they really want, because one-on-one they cannot voice their true desires because they are afraid you're going to reject them. This is why Libras sometimes are misunderstood, because they themselves don't understand themselves at all, usually. So this is an important attribute or trait, storylines, as I said, archetypes that may be displaying in your lives. Others of you just feel like you're unable to free yourself because of a certain it's like something that is like a stop sign. You know, it's like there's something in your external life or circumstances there is like an obstacle and you cannot get through it right now. And the Strength card advises you to be patient, to maneuver the obstacle at your advantage, to create from the obstacle or the challenge an opportunity. Because I feel like the Strength card in your advice is also telling you that there's a way to turn obstacles into weapons. Some of you can be surprised and there's unexpected actions being taken. So, you know, some of you are actually going to break free because the desire to do so is so strong. Look, the only major arcana you have is a Strength card. You know what I mean? This overshadows the other two. So your advice is strong. Your advice is a very present energy within you. Something that is not as in control as the other two. So the Strength may be really strong. And you can have a great chance this mid-month to free yourself from something that is really taking you down or taking you into a place of suffocation. Some of you are going to be surprised. I feel like there's surprises though for some of you. Some things you're not really expecting that can bring unexpected resources or assets as well to help you. So for Libras worried with finances, I feel like there's something good happening or about to happen in their lives, something that may be like a blessing or a way of the universe kind of telling you, look, not all is good and not all is bad, I'm sorry, and not all hope is lost. So when you believe in magic, you see magical things and you see miracles happening. And there's a little bit with this Eight of Swords sometimes as well. You know, usually in the Rider-Waite deck, the Eight of Swords is blindfolded, right? So there's a sense of you being able to recognize something, a blessing, and being grateful for something you have in your life that maybe you have not been valuing enough, or you have not been grateful enough for having. Others of you have like this, you want to solve something, you want to solve a mystery, or you're looking for answers in a certain way, or you may feel like what's keeping you a prisoner is that lack of clarity. Some of you may find it, and you may be willing to go beyond your usual ways to find answers as well. You see the Strength card sometimes is a little bit aggressive, right? It wants what it wants and it goes after it. Some of you may be doing this. Some of you may be really pushing through to get your answers. Some of you just don't have patience. Some of you are impatient with the time and the development of how things are kind of manifesting. So it's like things are not happening in the quick rate or in the fast rate that you would like. So you are very impatient or running out of patience with something and you want to speed things up. That's what I feel. Others of you are learning some lessons. As I said, you're learning some things about your history and your baggage, and there's a little bit of an energy here of the Knight of Swords, even though you don't have this card showing up, which means that there are things happening at the fast kind of way in terms of news or unexpected circumstances reaching you. So as I said, there are surprises coming. There are like things out of the blue surfacing that may be just what you need to test this response out of you, this Eight of Swords. Are you going to break free, or are you going to remain, you know, in the cage or in whatever you're struggling to leave and to be free at? So I hope you have a great mid-month. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. And hopefully we'll see each other soon.